everybody. I am bringing you a journal review in Flip-Thru today. This is a A5 Wonderland 222 that I had cut down to standard size to fit in my Olive Traveler's notebook. And I really enjoyed this. This was a gift to me. And let's look inside. So I left this here. This was what I sent with my husband when he took it to Staples to get cut. And I was in this journal from June 24th to July 22nd. And there's my page index, pen and ink log. And here we go. Put this in here because I had gotten the a new insert for my traveler's notebook. And of course, in my notebooks, I like to have pictures in there that inspire me. So this ink right here is, oh, actually, wait, let me get my little ink swatches so I can do my inks that I've used. All right, so I'm back, and first page of my new journal, and I always like to put in like inspiring pictures for me. So I started out my journal with Ferris Wheel Press Pumpkin Patch, one of my favorite inks. So I really love Wonderland 222. I really enjoy the grid size, and I enjoy the Tomoe River paper. Next pen I used had Ferris Wheel Press Peppermint Drop in it. This is actually a picture that my boss took. It was a flat lay that she staged. And I used Pilot Arrow Shizuku Tsukushi. The next pen ink was Diamine Earl Grey. And on this day was the day that I got my Esterbrook Nebulous Bloom. And I also made it to 79,000 plus words in my novel. So I was really excited about that. And here I was using Ferris Wheel Press Buttered Popcorn. These are some great little stickers from this brand, 49th and Market, which we have at the shop. We get in some craft supplies and crafting supplies and things like that. And a couple weeks ago, we got in these really cute washies. And so I got some of them, and I've just been really enjoying using them in my journals. Yeah, so I said that was Monday, June the 26th, and that was when we got our Esterbrook Nebulous Plume. And more Pumpkin Patch and Peppermint Drop. I love the way the Tomoe River paper feels like after you've written all over it. And I really like the small grid of the Wonderland 222. It makes me feel like I can fit so much more on a page. Or not makes me feel like it, you actually can fit so much more on a page. And so even though this was a standard size notebook, I felt like I was able to fit as much on a standard size page than I would have been on an A5 page. And this is more Tsukushi. And so sometimes when I am really in the mood to write and maybe I've just run out of things to say, I have a book that I'll use that's a book all about Tolkien lore. So I'll open it up and I'll choose a word and then I'll write the definition. So today I was writing about Rohan. Yeah. And here is some more Earl Grey. And this is a shirt that I want. The second breakfast. More Earl Grey. And I also started using J.R. Bun Poussière de Lune. Moondust. Does anyone ever say that right? I don't know. And pictures of dandelions to go with my buttered popcorn. Pumpkin patch. And I love writing with my Oktoberfest so much that sometimes I put pictures of it in my journal. I really appreciate how Tomo River paper feels. It just makes for such a beautiful and aesthetic writing experience. There's some more of those cute washies. Can you hear the thunder outside? So this was Earl Grey again, and then Moondust, and more buttered popcorn. We went to one of our favorite Asian markets, and my girls always get Botan rice candy, and they got me some ginger chews. And my daughter shared one of her little Laughing Cow cream cheeses with me. She gave me the sticker and she said, "Here, Mom, put that in your journal." And I said, "Okay." This is Edward's garden, but it was a sample from work, and so I don't have a swatch for it. But honestly, I just really wasn't a fan. Right down here, you can see where I got 79,481 words. And then I moved back to chapter 11 to do some revisions. Peppermint drop. I really love pictures like this that show like flat lays with things that you have, I don't know, coming out of bags and just things like that. They are inspiring to me. More dandelions, and I got this passport size weekly diary for my traveler's notebook, my standard size, and I'm using it to track our homeschooling. So I put that in there. And more of those little washi stickers. I always find it very fun when I choose the photos that I want to print out for my journal. I always try to choose photos that make me happy and that make me feel inspired. I printed this out because I had started knitting a pair of socks. And I always like to print, oh gosh, excuse me, I am tired. I have actually spent all day today in bed. I didn't sleep well last night, and so my husband and my children have graciously let me sleep all day today. So it is 8:15 p.m. when I'm doing this, and I have already been in bed all day. And after I'm done with this, I will go back to bed. More orange pumpkin patch. And peppermint drop and Sakushi. This was the day that I ordered some Jinhao 82s for my coworkers and just to have it work to give away as well. And so I was excited that the new pens arrived. Books. I love books. This was when I re-inked my faux Sailor Mano Nuts pen, my Jinhao 82 that I franken penned. So I had re-inked it with Earl Grey because I enjoyed writing with it so much. Frog and Toad. I have a shirt. One of my favorite t-shirts has this frog and toad on it, and so that's why I put it here. This was the Saturday after Fountain Pen Friday at work, and so I was talking about Fountain Pen Friday and what all had happened. And so I was talking about how I finished up the ink in my saffron Twisby. And so I decided that I was going to finish up ink in my Savannah Safari, and I was using Diamine Safari. And I didn't have very much ink left in my Savannah, so I just sort of decided that I was going to finish it out. And this was where I switched the nib in my work pen. I switched from a medium to a fine. So I was just writing with it so I could see. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. So I could see how fine the nib was. And this was a book recommendation that someone had given me at work. Consolations by David White, The Solace, Nourishment, and Underlying Meaning of Everyday Words. So I am going to look into that book. This here I was talking about a knitting pattern that I was recording for a video that's on here for the Cumulus Tea, and I was talking about how it took me an hour of pulling it out and knitting it back and pulling it out and knitting it back before I finally got the pattern right. This right here is a little swatch of some nail polish that I got. I know it's silly, but whenever I get new nail polish, I swatch them in my book too. Gosh, I really just enjoyed every page of this journal. And that's why there's very minimal decorations in it, because I just really appreciated the area that I had to write with. Where did I get this? I have no idea how this came into my life. Yeah, I have no idea, but it's in here. I think it might have been something from my daughter, my 17-year-old. Oh, and here I was using Pilot Aroshizuku Konpeki in my vintage blue Quebeco Student. And this was a new pen day. This was the day that I bought the Estabrook Botanical Garden, which I shouldn't have bought. I'm so sorry. Which I shouldn't have bought, but I did. And so I had it inked with Autumn in Auburn, and I did not like it, but I wrote it dry. Sorry about that. Little child entering. But yeah, so I wasn't a big fan of Autumn in Auburn, but I used it up anyway. And here I re-inked my Nebulous Plume with Pilot Aroshizuku Fuyugaki. And I was matching the orange and red area that I have on the back, which I think matched really well. This is the flat lay that I took of my pen when I did my review of it, which I'm really proud of the flat lays I've been shooting lately. Actually very proud of those. This I put in here because for my daughter's birthday, I got her this tin sign that said, "I'm just a girl who loves mushrooms and frogs." And so I saw this picture on Pinterest and it reminded me of it. And so I put it in here. On this day, I ended up leaving work early because my stomach, from where I had my surgery for a perforated ulcer back in November, my stomach area in that surgery site had been bothering me and it had gotten really painful. So I had come home early, which is unusual for me. Then I inked up my rainforest with Kaio no Oto Kokiiro, which is also one of my favorite inks. I love it. Here's more Fuyugaki. And I was trying to decide if I liked, because Fuyugaki, or because my nebulous plume is a broad nib, I was trying to decide if I didn't mind writing on the small grid with the broad nib or if I wanted to write larger with it. So I ended up just writing on the smaller grid with it. And the last one I inked up was my Scarlet Esterbrook SD with Pilot Roshizuku Yamabudo. And it seems like I cannot go a month without inking up all of my Esterbrooks. I love them. This was more Autumn and Auburn as I was writing it out of my botanical garden. And here is more Konpeki. And now this right here was you can't even read it. It's not legible. This was a sample that I had of Noodler's Sunrise. And it was horrible. It's completely illegible. It's just, I don't even know why I tried to write with it. It was horrible. Yeah. More Kokiiro. And so, okay, what did I do here? Oh, that's right. I had put this sunrise in my botanical SD after I had written dry the Autumn and Auburn, because I thought maybe this would match the yellow in the botanical SD, and it was just so bad I couldn't write with it. It was horrible. And this is another one of my flat lays that I took when I did my video of my setup for my traveler's notebook, which I'm really proud of. Here I was talking about a girl who had come to work at our shop and she only lasted a week. Yep, and here's my beloved traveler's notebook on the seat next to me. Sometimes I like to use my own photos in my journal too, not just like inspiring Pinterest photos. But yeah, so I just really enjoyed, there's another one. I just really enjoyed every single page in this journal. I absolutely loved it. And if you have a Wonderland 222 and you would like to fit it into your, standard size traveler's notebook, it totally works. I did this way. Width-wise was 4 inches, 4.33 inches, one cut. So it was 4.33 inches in width, and it fit perfectly in my traveler's notebook, which I will show you right now. This is my olive traveler's notebook. See? Absolutely perfect. I actually had this in here and another insert as well, because when I originally had started writing here, I had problems deciding if I wanted to write in my 222 or if I wanted to write in just a traveler's notebook insert. So I had them both in here just while I was thinking about it. But I ended up going for the 222, and I used it in my olive traveler's notebook, and I just really enjoyed every single page. And yeah, so that is my review and flip through of my standard size Wonderland 222. If you're on the fence, I highly recommend getting it a chop down if you want to. Works perfectly. Took it to Staples, and they didn't even charge my husband to do it, which usually they charge, you know, a few dollars, you know, to cut down a notebook, but I don't know, for whatever reason, they just decided not to charge my husband for it. So that was nice. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through. If you have any questions about the Wonderland 222 or anything at all, please leave them in the comments below. If you have any comments for me, leave them below. And I just thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.